All right, here we go. Welcome to week 7. Hopefully, you have been enjoying this course and you've taken some fun things away throughout this semester. It is pretty crazy to think that we are getting ready to go into only week 4 of this class, but we're already almost halfway done, which is super crazy. I'm sure that at times this class has felt intense. I'm sure at times it's felt like, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm moving from one thing to the next. But just think, in about 4.5 weeks, you will be done with the semester. And hopefully you'll have an awesome grade under your belt and have this QUID requirement satisfied and can move on with the rest of your degree requirements here at CWI. So I have returned home. It was a crazy, fast and furious trip. As you can imagine, traveling with a 4-year-old and a almost 2-year-old makes for quite some challenges, is the way that I will phrase that. So we had loads of fun. Nashville was super, super hot, so close to 100-degree temperatures, and then humidity there was between 90 and 95% humidity, so much different than the temperatures that we're experiencing here in Idaho. I had to giggle because I would shower and then I would get out of the shower and I would immediately start sweating. It quite honestly reminded me a lot of when my husband and I served in the Peace Corps in Jamaica and the weather that we experienced there for the 2 years that we were there. So, brought back some memories. Is fun because we served in the Peace Corps with the friends that live in Nashville, so it's always fun to see them and reunite for a short period of time with all of our crazy kiddos. So this week, like I said, you're going into week 7 or module 7, which is chapters 10 and 11 in your Omnivore's Dilemma book. So you're about halfway through the book as well, which is awesome. So it's kind of fun to have a book that you're reading throughout the semester as well. I think it brings some great perspective, and when it's all said and done, you will have completed reading a fairly lengthy, fairly informative book that for a lot of people usually ends up changing, not necessarily changing their lives, but certainly changing some perspective in the way that they approach food, the way that they view food labels, and especially these various food crops that we're discussing. So we've worked through corn. We're now in this chapter all about grass. And it's fun. I think it's fun to think about food in this way. So this week, you will, similar to every other module, you'll have your readings from the chapter, so you'll want to make sure that you complete those readings, chapters 10 and 11, and then make some contributions to your discussion board. I posted an announcement probably 4 or 5 days ago when your week 6 stuff was available, and I really want to come back and reiterate that. So you should take some time to review these announcements early on, and the reason that you should do that and really just review the module itself is that you don't want to wait until things are due to start looking at what needs to be completed. So like I said, think back to that week in time management and make sure that you're looking at that checklist. You're aware of the questions that you need to address as you're going through your readings. You're aware of what that Let's Connect assignment is, and that you have the resources, the tools, and the time that you need in order to complete those assignments. So please make sure that you're doing that. This week within your discussion board, you're going to see that there is under chapter 11, question 1, a video that I've referenced that really shows Joel rotating his chickens day by day and the process that he goes through to move them throughout the pasture. He wrote this book called Pastured Poultry Profit. You're more than welcome to Google that book, and you'll see various places where you can purchase that book, and then you can also read a brief synopsis of what that book is about. But you will want to use what's in your textbook for chapter 11, as well as probably the video and maybe Googling that pastured poultry profit to answer that first question. So just be aware of that. You've got 6 different questions that you'll be responding to this week in your discussion board. As always, make sure that each of those responses is at least 3 to 5 sentences. And then make sure that you're responding to your peers as well in order to receive full credit. Your other assignment for this week is to review a journal article on this Stockman Grass Farmers website. So I've embedded that website within your Blackboard shell, and it will take you to the Stockman Grass Farmers. So this is another thing that was referenced in your pollen text. And I've just given you the direct link to this specific publication, and within that there's several articles that you can view for free. So your journal submission for this week is to read one of these articles and then review it. So give me a brief summary of what the article was about, and then also your final thoughts, feelings towards the article that you read. You'll also notice on this that you can get a free sample if you would like. So you could request a free sample of this Grass Farmer publication. So feel free to do that if you want to. It is a fun read if that's your thing. If it's not, totally fine. You don't have to request that, but certainly you'll need to go in and review those articles in order to get full credit for this week. The last thing that you'll be doing is creating an avatar. So your Let's Connect for this week is all about creating an avatar within Blackboard, which is essentially a profile picture within Blackboard so that your peers can make that connection of who they're talking to when they're responding to discussion boards. Primarily, they may be responding to wikis. Sometimes journals can be made available for all of your peers to see. And then in my global foods class, we do a lot of current events. And so we do a current event blog. And within this course, we probably will use that blog feature at some point. But that helps just connect a name with a face. And so you will be creating your online avatar, which, like I said, is just a profile picture. And so the way in which you do that is you're going to I've given you some steps here, some little screenshots for you to see, and it gives you like a 1 through 6 little step here to walk you through how to do that. But real fast, let's scroll up to the top and I'll take you through it real quick. So up here next to your name, you're going to notice there's a little drop down arrow. When you click that little drop down arrow, you're going to go all the way down to where it says, let me move my video over here. You're going to go all the way down here where it says settings, and you'll click on settings, and then you're going to notice that the third thing down says personal information, and that's going to take you into specific information about you. You're going to notice that the third one down says personalize my settings, and you'll click there, and then it gives you the option to browse your computer and upload an image of yourself. And once you've done that, you'll click submit, and that should, if you'll notice up next to your name, create a little picture that goes with your specific profile. And then what you're going to want to do for this specific course, because this is your Let's Connect assignment for the week, pretty fast and simple if you ask me, but is you will come back into your week 7 module and you will upload your assignment. So with that upload, you're going to indicate that you uploaded your photo. And then you've got some questions that you need to respond to. So why is having an avatar useful in your classes? So think about why it would be beneficial in an online setting to have a face associated with that name, with your name in the class. And then you also want to think about responding, well, not think about, you will need to respond to this question of how can having avatars for your classmates be beneficial to you? So as a student in an online forum, why would that be beneficial for you? And you'll want to make sure that you respond to both of those questions. You're more than welcome to respond to those questions here in the comments section if you would like, or you can type them out in a Word document, the responses, and then upload that as an attachment if you would prefer. I don't have a preference one way or another. So text submission, you can write your submission there, or you can write it in Blackboard and then, or in a Word document, save it, and then upload that if you would like to. And then you'll just simply hit submit, and that will allow you to upload your Let's Connect assignment for the week. Like I said, we're almost halfway done. After midterms, which is week 8, I will post some more information related to your final signature assignment. I try not to bog people down too much with too much information all at once. So going into week 9, there will be a video and an announcement related to your signature assignment and what needs to happen by the end of the semester related to that class cookbook that we'll be putting together. And other than that, as usual, if you have questions, concerns, comments, need help with anything at all, please feel free to email me. Give me a call. I'm not in the office like officially until July 9th, so I actually have 3 weeks off from work, which is super exciting. But for you all, please email and let me know if you're having any problems at all. I'm happy to meet with you or coordinate a time to get together. So have a fantastic week, and as always, let me know if you have any questions.